Hey guys, welcome to a brand new story. We are playing Heart of Trespia, also called Hot. So, it says, in search of answers behind her failing kingdom, a clueless young queen left the castle and embarked on a journey of half-truths, danger, love, and betrayal. Super fun. I have quite a few requests to play this one next. So we will be doing that. And I want to do it during... Oh, let me grab this. Open the screen. I wanted to do it during the dungeon. Sorry, I've been playing way too much Final Fantasy. Sorry. I wanted to do it during the Diamond Rush because I heard there was really expensive thing. So I want to take advantage of the Diamond Rush for the Halloween season. And don't ask me what's going on with my lipstick. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I was practicing looks, so I'm going to a Halloween wedding tomorrow. So, okay. The story is about to begin, but first, choose the main character's appearance. All right. Okay. Oh, yeah. So I heard that all of them have heterochromia, which is really fun. Okay, and I also heard that there was some interesting notes about the skin tones, but if you go on Reddit, the writer, she explained all that. Her name is Wincy. Yeah. But that's fine. Because there's a kingdom where there's like really dark skinned people, and then also people concerned about they're not being Asian. But there's also another kingdom, like across the ocean or something. It's in a story, okay? This is her fantasy world. And that's the shout. Okay. Let's see. What we're vibing. I don't know. I think the heterochromia is supposed to be part of the story as well. So, last couple stories. Okay. Arcanum. Wait, Gladiator Chronicles was the last one. We did an olive tone. Then Arcanum, we did really dark skin. Then on Thin Ice, we did Very Fair, sort of an Asian-y type of vibe. Then Sophie's, we did dark skin. Yeah, it's been a while since we've been fair. Since like Sins of London. So let's go with fair. Let's check out the hair. Okay, so this is the one from the cover. Ooh. I like a side-tied, what's the name? Ooh. Auburn hair. You know, I'm a sucker for a redhead. Huh. Okay. Some nice twist. Okay. Some Afro curls. Looking better than the ones from, if you replace Cells in the Fog, the Afro curls in there, they needed work, so come a long way. They're doing their best. Okay. I think we're gonna go rock this hair. Actually, this one, because I'm kind of feeling a brunette for her. I don't know. Kind of feeling a brunette. Oh, I thought we were gonna choose like extra diamond options and diamond hair options. Okay, no, we're just going straight in. Okay, Chapter 1, Coronation Day. So those, I think, are our parents there. Interesting. I think they change depending on what skin tone you pick as well, I think. I'm not sure. We're on Coronation Day. Okay, let's see how we like the story. Okay, I do get to name myself. We're going to be Melody, as usual. The morning breeze carried a chorus of birdsong to your ears. You squinted your eyes open to the warm sunlight sauntering through the window. Such a beautiful morning to start my big day. Glancing outside, the bustling set of servants hurriedly carrying various plates and chalices greeted your eyes. Outside the grand hall... Wait. If she's being corny as queen, does that mean our parents are dead? Ouch. Outside the grand hall stood a troop of royal guards, remaining absolutely still with anxious looks on their faces. Everyone's preparing for the banquet. I should get ready and meet up with Uncle Osmond, too. I'm gonna bet the uncle is evil. Just putting it out there. That's usually always how it is. You turned around. You're my... Delius. You bumped hard into your chambermaid, Delius. Delius? Deli. Who is losing grip on a large bowl of rosewater. You're about to make a choice. Choose wisely, as every choice you make will influence the story one way or another. What to do? Push her, hop back, or dodge sideways? Huh. I'm not gonna push her. One. I can hop back. But I like the sound of dodging. It makes me feel like I'm, you know, doing some sort of technique. I don't know. Swiftly, you hop to the side as Delius regained control of the water bowl in her hands. Your dexterity saved you from being splashed. Okay, so we end up going dexterity again like we did in Gladiator Chronicles. That's just my natural inclination to go dexterity, I guess. Phew. Oof. Oh, influence. Half of the rosewater unavoidably spilled out of the bowl, making quite a splash on the ground before you. I'm so sorry, Your Majesty. Did I spill any on you? Fortunately, no, but it seems washing my face is no longer an option. Please forgive me, my queen. I'm always so clumsy. Relax, Delius. It was my fault. I didn't hear you. No, Your Majesty. Queens are never wrong. I don't know who told you that, but this queen is. Perhaps, but until I'm crowned queen, I can still make mistakes. Is that so, Your Majesty? What kind of mistakes, if I may ask? Where is this going? Some choices initiate. I knew it! She's totally flirting. What the heck? But we have to be wary though, because we're queen, people could be trying to, like, you know, use us to, like, climb the social ladder, you know what I mean? That's something to keep in mind. Some choices initiate romantic relationships with certain characters. You may also choose to maintain pure friendships with them. Choose wisely. Hey, I love a story where you can be friends. I do love that. Sometimes you just like having a friendo group. This kind of mistake. Kiss her cheek, tickle her, say something vulgar. No. Oh. I don't really know much about her. I don't know if we should be, because some stories we just romance everybody, but maybe let's be a little conservative. I don't know. Or we could be cheeky. We're gonna tickle her for now. Tickle for now. You slipped your hands under Delius's chin and started dancing your fingers playfully around her neck. Her childlike laughter echoed throughout your chamber while her body twitched breathlessly to your merciless tickling. I yield. Please have mercy on me. With a chuckle, you gave her one last mischievous pinch before withdrawing. The Queen of Trespia is not without mercy. In reminiscence of the fond memories you shared, Delius's mouth curved into a hearty smile. Yay! The bliss in her eyes soon faded into a long-drawn sigh. After the coronation, everything is going to change. You'll be moving to the Queen's chamber. Only the royal maids are allowed there. I'll never be allowed to talk to you again. Well, I'm queen, so can I just make you a royal maid? That's not true, Delius. I've decided to make you my lady-in-waiting upon my coronation. Boom. You'll be coming with me wherever I go. We will leave the castle and meet the people together. Really, my queen? You have my word as your rightful queen. Hooray! An overjoyed Delius bounced around the chamber, clapping in excitement as her high-pitched giggles rang in your ears. One good thing about being queen is that I can finally see the kingdom with my own eyes. Why doesn't Lord Osman allow you to leave the castle, my queen? Because he evil and he doing dirty stuff and he don't want me to know about it. Uncle said it was for my own protection, as I am the sole heir to the throne. If I had a brother or sister, perhaps it would have been different. As a servant, I'm often tasked to purchase requisite supplies outside the castle walls. There are so many places we can visit. The town square, the lily garden, the river valleys. I can't wait to show them all to you. Alright, don't get too excited now. And to get ready for the ceremony. Come, help me get dressed. Yes, my queen. Alright, a violet gown. Ooh, purple. A fuchsia gown. Okay, we're sticking with the purple vibes. I like it. I like a purple. Ooh, silver gown. I like this one, though. I like this one very much. A braid updo. A box braid bun. Fun. Fun. Never seen that. Crown braid blonde. Brown. Dark. Braid updo. It would be weird to have a box braid on her, but I do like that. Okay, we're gonna do a braid updo. I'd picture something a bit more fancy for a coronation, but that's okay. As soon as Delius had finished combing your hair, there was a gentle tap on the chamber door. A muffled yet familiar voice came from the other side. Your Majesty? Ooh, Wyatt? Looks like the Queen's guard has come for his queen. Then it is time, Delius. Open the door. Delius scurried to the door in excitement, creaking it open while Wyatt entered your chamber. My queen. The Queen's guard gaze shifted from your face to your formal attire, respectfully brief and full of admiration. He's staring at me. You can keep staring. How do I look? Hey, stop gawking. Sure, you can keep staring. Because you can. I don't mind. My queen, With your head slightly lower, you looked up at Wyatt, your lips tugged into an alluring smile, almost seductive. Please forgive my crudeness, Your Majesty. Your beauty is radiant. Look at that smirk. Oh my gosh. We might be in trouble, guys. We might be in trouble. There's nothing to forgive, Wyatt. You don't have to be so formal around me. Thank you, my queen. At any rate, Duke Osmond awaits us in the throne room. The guests have arrived. Then we shall carry on. You approach the doorway, allowing your fingers to graze the smooth stone walls of the familiar room one last time. Once I leave this chamber, it will remain vacant until the next princess takes up residence here. Cutting through the garden, the perfumed scent of assorted roses put a smile on your face. A blue butterfly sat upon your finger, fluttering its wings up and down. Do you still remember the rainbow-colored butterflies, Wyatt? Yes, my queen. You were only 14 then, and I was 16. That day, we were sparring near the gazebo. 2 butterflies flew between us, and you were fascinated. They were so beautiful. I thought you wanted to have it, so I smacked one of them down with the hilt of my sword. As the blade flew around its fallen mate, I started crying because you broke up a pair of lovers. Aww. Then you offered to kill the other one as well so they could be reunited. I was such a fool. That day, we took the dead butterfly home and I embroidered its likeness on your handkerchief. You probably lost it by now. No. Where I reached beneath his chest plate and presented a white handkerchief to you. Oh. You carry it with you all the time? Always, my queen. Okay. Carrying heartfelt smiles from fond memories, your footsteps continue down the garden path. Okay, some backstory. We have some backstory with Wyatt. Interesting. Ooh. It's fancy. You led the way toward the throne room, the sounds of mingling guests growing louder as Wyatt's footsteps rang out close behind you. As you made your way around the corner, you saw a lieutenant escorting a guardsman with his hands bound. Hell, Your Majesty. Why is this man tied up? He was caught sleeping on the watchtower last night, Your Majesty. I'm taking him to the gallows where he should be hanged for such an atrocious crime. He fell asleep! Please, Your Majesty, I only fell asleep because I didn't get enough rest. I was tasked to inspect the walls for possible points of entry yesterday morning. Such are the hardships you must endure as a protector of Trespia. Please let this sluggard waste no time of Your Majesty's. He is unworthy. The lieutenant bowed to you humbly before shoving the bound guardsman out of your way. Keep walking, you lazy good-for-nothing. Some choice to increase your compassion or rationality. Ooh, choose what's right for you will significantly influence the storyline. Oh, okay. I thought the other option would be to just let him be killed. You can suggest a lighter punishment. That's not so bad then. Because here's the thing, it is rational to punish him, not by death, but it is rational to punish him for falling asleep on the job. That sounds like a really important job and not really one to be falling asleep on, so that's concerning. Shoot, I don't know if it would want to be compassion or what's the name? Can we be both? Okay. I'm gonna try some choices from both sides depending on how I feel. And there's a tea party in like 10 hours starting. So I can always replay if I don't like it. Okay. So I'm going to spare for no, lighter punishment. I don't know. Spare. Unbind this man, let him go, Lieutenant. Wyatt leaned down and whispered in your ear. If I may, Your Majesty, military orders are the foundation of our defense. Revoking that order may encourage more guardsmen to disregard them and weaken our strength. I understand, Wyatt, but fear-induced loyalty is not the only way. Of course, my queen. That's exactly what I was thinking, though. Wyatt has a shout, because she don't want to be seen as too... Even the other guy looks shocked. Okay, let's redo just that one. Okay, here we go. And give him a lighter punishment. Though this may not be your fault, Trespia could potentially fall because of your failure. You ought to be punished for this, but not at the cost of your life. Lieutenant, unbind this man and deduct his wages by half until he redeems himself. Wyatt leaned down and whispered in your ear. If I may, Your Majesty. Okay, so he said the same thing right away. I just said our kingdom cannot follow with the watchman failing to notify us of any incoming danger. This man should be severely punished so the rest of the guardsmen will heed the warning. I understand, Wyatt, but his mistake didn't impact Trespia gravely today. Let's give him a chance to pick up his sword again and defend Trespia when the time comes. Of course, my queen. I think I like that better, though. You return your attention to the guardsmen. Today is my coronation day. I shall have no bloodshed. I hereby free this man from his death sentence. Release him. Yes, Your Majesty. Prove yourself worthy of Her Majesty's mercy, guardsmen. Don't make the same mistake again. I won't, Your Majesty. Thank you, thank you. Wyatt stared blankly into the distance where the guardsmen disappeared into the barracks. Something on your mind? I'm fondly reminded of the time when you stopped Treasurer Xavier's hound from eating a wounded baby hare. Oh. We were both children then. I remember how you took it down when it tried to attack me. In the end, I ended up treating both animals. You've always been merciful. People are fortunate to have you as their queen. I hope my mercy will not become my weakness as a ruler. At any rate, we should make haste. Uncle Osmond awaits. Yes, my queen. The two of you hurried down the long marble hallway. Not long after you arrived at the throne room, the royal guards bowed graciously to you and pulled open the huge engraved doors. As the doors closed behind you, you were welcomed by Duke Osmond's endearing smile. How is my lovely queen faring this morning? And this is the face of evil. I'm well, Uncle, thank you. My little bird has finally become full-fledged. I'm so very proud of you. Does that mean I can spread my wings and fly beyond the castle walls now? Patience, Melody, patience. We will get there in time. Dude, when I become queen, you're not gonna tell me what to do. You can advise me? But, no. You've been telling me that for past 10 years, Uncle. I'm becoming queen today. What am I still waiting for? Adamant loyalty from your people, precisely. It's something you cannot achieve overnight, and you failed to achieve this in 10 years? So maybe I should give it a try. You must take time to earn their faithfulness in order to secure your throne. I guess I can understand that. His smile suddenly became bitter as a hint of sadness flashed to his eyes. Your father would have been so proud to see you take Trespia off my hands. Uncle Osmond is thinking about his brother again. Thank you for taking care of me, Uncle. And thank you for looking after Trespia until I come of age. He killed her parents. Duke Osmond absentmindedly tapped on your shoulder, aiming to give you an encouraging squeeze until you felt the fabric of your warrior attire. The sudden reminder of your new rank had him quickly retracting his hand and covering his awkwardness with a dry cough. Rulers of all 4 kingdoms have come to witness your coronation today, Your Majesty. Before you are crowned, each council member shall test you with a challenging question. Oh no. Such questions are not meant to affect your coronation, but answering them improperly in front of the other rulers will display your weakness and incapability as a queen. So, please do be deliberate with your answers. I hope they're not quick time. I understand, Uncle. Now, before we let our honorable guest in, Duke Osmond darted Wyatt a meaningful glance, which was immediately understood as the Queen's Guard retreated all the way back to the door. During the celebration banquet, you should perform your first dance as the Queen of Trespia. This is a valuable opportunity for you to pick King Demario as your first dance partner. King Demario? He is the young king from Rajahili, still unmarried, which makes him a very worthy suitor for you. Is he an asshole? A marriage between you and King Demario should be a strong alliance between Rajahili and Trespia. As the queen, can't I choose someone of a lower stature? This is a curious shout, like Miss Fro. You're free to do as you please as the queen, but what would that accomplish? So I can marry Wyatt if I want to. Just saying. It wouldn't advance anything, like, as far as relationships with other kingdoms, but there's other ways to do that as well. Just saying, I'm just making sure I know the rules. So in the rules, I definitely can. Okay, good to know. I want people to know that I value each and every one of them, regardless of their status. I see. As a former regent, I can no longer alter your decision, but I do hope you will reconsider, for Trespia's sake. Now, are you ready for your coronation? But see, that makes me not trust King Demario because I don't trust him. I love how the music picked up. I don't trust him. So I wonder, are they in cahoots with each other? Like, Yes, Uncle. Let us begin. Shortly after, the rulers of and also he's a king of a different kingdom. So what are we doing? Merging our kingdoms? Like, how does that work? Because it sounds to me like he wants to get me married to that guy, then shoot me off over there so he can continue to run Trespia. Shortly after, the rulers of the various kingdoms entered the throne room and took their seats, each with their own attendants standing behind them. Once the path was clear, the Trespian council, each in different colored robes, proceeded to the steps above you with solemn expressions. Our honored crowning guest, Queen Megaris of Zell. She looks severe. She looks severe. Wow. King Laeric of Mythe. He looks scary. King Demario of Rajahili. Okay. Okay. Interesting. And King Ozer of Shadha. Okay. Welcome to Trustvia. Today we gather here to witness the coronation of our queen. Melody Guinevere Mathildis Emary, is your majesty willing to prove yourself worthy of the Trespian throne? Whew! I am willing. Did you know that I have 4 names? Her name sounds like mine. My name is Ebony Michelle Lauren Dion, now Gonzalez. I am willing. Duke Osmond nodded approvingly and backed away, standing beside the 3 familiar old men you knew as the Trespian Council. Please step forward, Your Majesty. Advisor Zoltan. Zoltan? In Fire Emblem, like, that guy is like a really renowned, like, weapon maker. I know that has nothing to do with this, but it's just, that's what it reminds me of. What, in your opinion, do you think is the most important quality of a good ruler? I think a good ruler should always Follow the rules. Nah. Be humble and understanding. Avoid conflict. Definitely not avoid conflict. I'm also not feeling follow the rules. I'm gonna vibe with this one. As a young queen, I may lack the knowledge and experience to do what is best for my kingdom. When mistakes are made, I am going to acknowledge them and learn to be a better ruler. I should be inquisitive and listen to the voices of my people before I make any decisions. That is precisely what makes a good ruler. As a ruler, you should often be challenged with unanswerable questions. Only when you consult with your council will you find the best solutions to the problems you face. Okay. I understand, Advisor. Thank you for your wisdom. Advisor Zoltan gave you a reassuring smile and gestured toward Justicar Vigor. I have another question for your Majesty. Justicar is looking mean as usual. Ask away, Justicar. Is every Trespian equal before the law? There's only one correct answer. Yes? Surely. Because if not, I would mean to say that I would like holding like myself above the law. From what I've read in the Trespian law book, the rules are impartial and unbiased. While the laws of Trespia are unbiased, the people we tasked to uphold them unfortunately are not. Noblemen who refuse to pay for the expensive wine often walk free after paying their fines. The peasants who cannot afford the fines are frequently imprisoned for stealing bread to feed their starving children. Rule wisely with your own moral beliefs. The Trespian law book should not be the sole influence on deciding a verdict. I understand, Justicar. Thank you for your wisdom. Justicar nodded at you with a stern expression and raised his hand at Treasurer Xavier, who immediately eased your mind with a hearty smile. I think I got that right? Now, Your Majesty, I have one last question for you. By all means, Treasurer. As a ruler, how would you persuade your people to do as you desire? Convince them with reason, consider what is best for them instead, intimidate them with my power. Okay, no intimidation. Let's not do that. Consider what is best for them. Telling people what I think is good for them is generally not a good way to live in general. So I'm gonna try to convince them with reason. As the Queen of Trespia, I want only what is best for my kingdom. If I can make my people understand that, they will be prone to follow my decrees. A most remarkable answer, Your Majesty. Your rulers must be skilled in negotiation. Be fair and understanding, listen to the voices, but never let them dominate your judgment. Okay, I didn't get that message with the middle guy. So now I'm concerned. I understand, Treasurer. Thank you for your wisdom. Your answers were not good enough. Oh no! Alright, here we go. No. While I do believe the Trespian law book to be impartial and unbiased, the same punishment can be unfair towards people of different statures. Indeed. Then I shall rule wisely with my moral beliefs. Never let the Trespian law book be your sole influence on deciding a verdict. There we go. Okay, then convince him with reason. Okay. For your wisdom. I'll custom wisely. +2 in villains. Ooh. Justicar Vigor and Treasurer Xavier gently took one step backwards as Advisor Zoltan made his way to the throne and solemnly picked up a covered red velvet tray. In ceremonial steps, he made his way toward Duke Ozma, who earnestly removed the red cloth and presented the tray to you. Here we go. My father's crown in the heart of Trespia. Are you ready to take your oath before a Trespian crown, Your Majesty? I am ready. Duke Osmond moved with care and dignity as he picked up the crown and raised it above your head. Will you solemnly promise to oversee your land and people according to the Trespian laws and customs? I solemnly promise so to do. Will you swear to execute all your judgments in justice and mercy? I solemnly swear so to do. Cool, 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 cool. Duke Osmond placed the crown on your head. The golden rim slowly brushed on your forehead. You felt the heavy responsibility that came with its weight. This is my kingdom now. I should be a good queen and protect it with my life. May the spirits grant her the courage to face her challenges ahead. May the spirits grant her the strength for this heavy burden. May the spirits grant her the light and guide her through all dark paths ahead. I now proclaim Melody and Mary, the true and rightful queen of Trespia. Long may she reign. You stood up and turned around, engulfed in joy. The rulers of our 4 kingdoms rose, nodding respectfully to you. How should I respond? Wait, they all nodded respectfully? Let's not. I don't know. You lowered your head briefly in response to their polite gestures. The ceremony is not over until I leave the throne room. I must remain courtly. Duke Osmond attentively opened an engraved box on the tray and presented it to you. The Heart of Trespia. Ah. Named after the story. Interesting. The silver box was hefty in your hands. Inside the box lay a dried flower, so seemingly fragile that it could crumble from a single touch. That seems like a metaphor. I treasure the Heart of Trespia, the blossom that can cure all sicknesses, is now bestowed upon your majesty. It is the last of its kind. May its value in our hearts and its power in healing be an inspiration to you. You raised the box above your chest. A unique floral scent filled the air around you. I shall protect it with heart, Uncle Osmond. Joyful fanfare rang through the opening doors, breaking the stern silence as the royal guards, led by an armored knight, split into 2 straight lines before you. The armored knight kneeled down. Captain Gillett, the royal guards of Trespia are at your service, your majesty. From this day forth, we submit ourselves to you. We are your sword. We are your shield. Our blood is yours to spill. Speaking of blood, your son is officially a Queen's Guard today. Congratulations, Captain. Oh, is this, Wyatt's dad? Thank you, Your Highness. It is our honor to serve Her Majesty. Thank you both for your services. Come, Your Majesty. Your people are eager to see their new queen. You begin walking through the path that divided the bowing royal guards, flaring happiness glowing inside you. Wyatt joined you shortly after your first steps. His eyes flashed with pride and applause. The council and I will accompany you to the balcony so you can overview the kingdom, Your Majesty. The balcony at the top of the castle? I know that place. Excited to meet your people, you picked up the pace and hurried out the throne room door. Balcony, so they can push me off? The resounding uproar grew louder as you climbed the steps to the castle balcony. Sounds like a lot of people have gathered outside the castle. They must be overjoyed. Slivers of afternoon sunlight were peeping atop, much like the tingling excitement inside you, anticipating to be let out. However, going further and further up the stairs, the riotous voices also became more and more shrill. The desperation was almost deafening. You darted a confused look at your uncle, hoping for some answers, a reassurance even. Duke Osmond seemed not to notice your gesture. His jaw clenched in frustration, his eyes remained fixed ahead on the balcony, and the outcries that issued from it. Now the cheers have been heard, shall we join our honorable guests in the Great Hall, Your Majesty? I am sure Lord Vigor would agree to that, yes? Of course, Lord Zoltan. Nah, I trust this guy the most. Something is amiss. They're trying to discourage me from meeting my people. Shall we proceed to the Grand Hall, Your Majesty? It would be most unwise to keep our honorable guests waiting. Even Uncle Osmond is trying to stop me. What's happening? You gasped in bewilderment as the 3 old men moved ahead of you, forming a line that completely blocked out the sunlight forward. No. I've been kept in the castle all my life. I'm gonna see my people and no one will stop me. Determined, you charged up the stairs, swerving around your insistent mentors who were absolutely powerless against your nimble moves. Wait, Your Majesty! Stop right there, Melody. Bitch, I am queen. You don't get to call me Melanie no more. Fetch your majesty, Queen's Guard. Go white. Bring her back at once. Once again, I'm in charge? You ignored the perplexing chaos behind and ran straight to the ramp. The people, why are they all in rags? Why are they groveling? Are they asking me for something? Sensitive footsteps sounded behind you. Your Majesty? I can hear the desperation in their voices. The people, they aren't happy. They are in agony. Is this what Trespia truly is, Wyatt? A kingdom full of suffering people? I don't know, my queen. The council must have an explanation for this. They are the wisest men in Trespia. But why were they trying to stop me? Did they not want me to see this? Wyatt was stumped by your questions. He parted his lips. Unspoken words lingered on his tongue, but could not escape his mouth. Hearing lumbering footsteps, he turned around and saw Duke Osmond approaching with the council, all looking rather displeased. You gazed into your uncle's eyes and pointed to the forlorn scene below. What is this, Uncle Osmond? Why are my people crying? They are beggars, your majesty. Peasants who are too lazy to do honest work for a living. Beggars. We understand these questions will be exceptionally hard for someone who has never left the castle. I assure you, your majesty, every kingdom is inclined to have some like these. The treasurer. But there are so many of them. They merely gathered here today to ask their new queen for slivers. We're simply hoping to prevent these louts from spoiling your majesty's glorious day. You want to know the only person who didn't say anything? The Justicar? Because he knows what's fucking up? So all three of them are in cahoots. If they're trying to get me to marry King Demario, I'm not marrying him. I'm gonna talk to him. I ain't marrying him though. You glanced down the balcony once again. Though it was impossible to hear what the beggars were saying to you, their cries still wrenched your heart. Can we get them some slivers, Uncle Osmond? No, that's just childish talk, your majesty. We can't possibly give people things just because they ask for them. His Highness speaks the truth, your majesty. Our reserves in the vault are limited and must be spent wisely. Why are they limited? What did you do? Who do you owe? Surely there must be something we can do about this. Duke Osmond and the council shot each other a few meaningful looks, exchanging unspoken words. Sadly, even the heart of Trespia cannot cure the laziness in these people, your majesty. At any rate, enough about the beggars. The people have been met with their new queen. Shall we join our guests in the grand hall, your majesty? Your presence is very much desired there. They're neglecting my need for answers, so I won't get the truth, not from them. This is not right. I must find another way. Let's get on with it then. Without another word, you headed down the stairs without everyone following closely behind in awkward silence. I'm surrounded by snakes. Surrounded. I had to clean out the entire crew. The royal guards bowed down and opened the doors, a jolly sight which, with lively music, immediately engrossed you. All the guests were seated appropriately at long tables. In the center, the ruler shared a round table with a vacant seat beside Queen Megaris, awaiting for your presence. Most of the castle servants stood at the sides with their backs against the wall. You found Delia's position near King Ozur. She was staring so curiously at the Shadhan king that she didn't even notice your entrance. Why is she staring at him? Delias once told me that she was of Shadhan descent. She must be dying to talk to King Ozur. Ah. Delias soon noticed you, and imminent joy spread across her face as she caught your gaze. Duke Osmond and the council started mingling with the guests as soon as you entered the hall. At your table, you were warmly greeted by the rulers of the four kingdoms. Greetings, Queen Melody. Well met, King Laeric. Path of high reputation. If I may, Queen Melody, the way you answered the council's questions was remarkable. You truly are as wise as you are beautiful. You are very cute. I don't trust you anymore. King Tamara is absolutely right, Queen Melody. I was in awe of your intelligence. Perception, just what I expect from a Trespian queen. Okay. Glad I went back and answered those questions correctly. I am honored by your kind words, your majesties. Soon the hall quieted down as the servants started serving the extravagant food dishes they had spent all morning preparing. Meanwhile, people are starving outside. A wine maid placed golden chalices before you and the rulers. Then one by one, she poured something clear and water-like into each chalice, starting with yours. A refreshing yet intoxicating floral scent immediately filled the air around you. This must be the renowned Trespian nectar. The Mathan king took an enthusiastic sip from his chalice. By the spirits, the taste is heavenly. I've yet to taste one as rich and flavorful as this one. King Larry took another sip of the Trespian nectar. Instead of swallowing it at once, he closed his eyes and let the wine roll around his tongue. Please don't die. Such divine savor. I must ask your blessed winemaker for this recipe, Queen Melody. Thank you, King Lyric. I made this wine myself with a bit of herb mixed within. You did? Not only does it taste better, the combination of herbs I added will also soothe the winter coughs. Your skills in herbalism are rather impressive, Queen Melody. Thank you, King Mario. I've dabbled in the art of healing and medicinal herbs. Oh, good to know about her. Okay. Bit by bit, the rulers finished their wine to the last drop. The wine maid returned with a new jug of wine as you continued the conversation. After filling your chalice, she lifted the jug up and moved toward Queen Megaris. A light clink sounded from the bottom of it. Something is inside that jug? Your eyes locked curiously on the jug as the wine maid proceeded to replenish Trespian nectar for the Queen of Zale. The gurgling sound dimmed down with the chalice filling up. You couldn't help but notice the wine maid's hand shivering. Oh no! Somebody forced her to do this! Suddenly she reached inside the jug of wine, and within a flash, she was swinging a silver stiletto at Queen Megaris. Okay. She's very fast. This is going to be a quick time. She's swinging something at her, about to kill her. Oh my gosh, an assassination? I thought I was going to be assassinated. Why Queen Megaris? Why? Oh no. She's severe looking, but, you know, she's been pretty cool. Okay, what do we do? I don't know. Okay, battle music, here we go. Time restricted, think fast. Focus. What to do? Keep with your spoon, shove, pull her dress. Shove. Right? You charged toward the wine maid with all of your strength and knocked her off Queen Megaris. Hiya! The assassin lost her footing and tumbled toward King Demaria. The well-trained Rajalian king quickly took control of the chaotic situation by tackling the wine maid. Rajalian. The dagger in her hand dropped onto the marble floor with a clank. You intercepted the assassin. Whoo! Whoo! Almost instantly, a stampede of alarmed royal guards and Zalian attendants surrounded your table. Wyatt sneaked through the crowd and, like a stone tower, stood protectively before you with his shield in hand. My queen. I didn't mention it, but his armor is amazing. I'm alright. Captain Gillett quickly seized the wine maid on the floor as King Demario rose from the ground. We are in your debt, your majesty. Think nothing of it. Things like this happen rather often. I don't know if I want to live in your kingdom. Duke Osmond brushed past you and hurried to the Zalian queen. His body arched into a half bow with his arm graciously across his chest. My deepest apologies, your majesty. Are you hurt? I am not, thanks to our tenacious Queen of Trespia. The Zalian queen turned to you. You have my thanks, Queen Melody, and my respect. You're very welcome, Queen Megaris. Duke Osmond returned his attention to the captured wine maid on the floor. Under Captain Gillis' restraint, her head was lowered with hands bound behind her back. Who sent you, assassin? Probably you. The grand hall fell into dreadful silence with every pair of eyes fixated on the wine maid's drooping, unmoving head. Look at me. Captain Gillett grabbed the wine maid's hair and jerked it backward. Answer His Highness. Who gave you the order to... Ear-splitting screams echo all around. With your stomach churning, you forced your legs, which were half paralyzed by the horrifying sight, forward to inspect the lifeless assassin before you. Black blood was oozing from her wide-open eyes and mouth corners. Even in death, she filled the hall with a menacing aura. Tentatively, you took 2 steps forward and looked inside her mouth. There's a small pouch of death nettle in her mouth. Oh no! It must have been hidden under her tongue. Upon being captured, she released a toxin by biting in order to avoid being interrogated. Such cowardice. You want to speak? We'll get to the bottom of this, Your Majesty. You have my word. Oh, trust me. I'm already there. It's your fault. I don't care what else ever happened, you are definitely guilty. And until you're assassinated by me, this kingdom will not have peace. An assassin who's determined enough to give their life for a mission often leaves no loose ends. It's quite alright, Duke Osmond. Many have tried to claim my head. None have succeeded so far. Hello! Many have tried to kill Queen Megaris? But why? All because she's the queen of the most powerful kingdom in Israel? Most powerful kingdom in Israel. Should I like take notes or something of like the territories and who's in charge of the territories and like I don't even remember what kingdom she's from, but kingdom is in Israel. Look. If this is what it means to rule a kingdom, I have to be prepared. The fact that you are not prepared and like assassination seemed foreign to you means that they sheltered her so much to make sure that she wasn't ready to rule a kingdom. That's just terrible. I don't even know. That's just terrible. Advisor Zoltan waved his hands at the servants. What are you waiting for? Come, clean this mess up. Soon the crowd had cleared out. The efficient servants reverted the grand hall to its former glory as if nothing had happened. Captain Gillett now stood guard behind Queen Megaris. His son Wyatt placed himself 2 steps behind you, looking more cautious than ever. Melodic tunes drifted through the uncomfortable silence as the guests were served dish after dish of fancily arranged food, exchanging occasional glances. The celebratory spirit is gone. You couldn't help but glance back at the marble floor where the wine maid had fallen. It was like you could still smell the death nettle in her mouth. You unconsciously brought the chalice to your lips. The Rajahilian king leaned closer to you and lowered his voice. Are you alright, Queen Melody? Yes, King Demario. Thank you. Vulnerability is a great strength. It is perfectly fine if you desire to talk about what happened earlier. Do I trust him? Is he trying to get in my head? He seems kind of amiable. All that blood, and it happened right before my eyes. Everything happened so quickly. What if she couldn't be stopped? What if it happens again? Interesting. Being the ruler of a kingdom often means being the target of assassins. But you have to remember, my dear queen, they do miss, usually. Just look at Queen Megaris. She must have survived hundreds of assassination attempts unscathed now. You think this is funny, or are you just trying to find the humor in something really grim? That is surprisingly reassuring, I must say. Why are so many people trying to bring harm upon her? For a brief moment, you thought you caught a flicker of worry in King Demario's eyes. I'm afraid that's a discussion for another day, Queen Melody. This day is for your glory, after all. So everybody knows something that I don't. I see most of the guests have finished their food. Man, I suggest a celebration dance. Starting the ball will definitely help wash this dryness away. You tilted your head down appreciatively into a half nod and thanked the young Rajahilian king with a fond smile. Ooh, it's a gorgeous room. As the focus of the day's attention, every gaze in the grand hall fell upon you as soon as you rose from your seat. The musicians paused their performance as you walked in ceremonial steps towards the heart of the great hall. Intrigued guests behind you whispered to each other, their curious words seeping into your ears. Who do I want as my first dance partner? Some choices are pressed in diamonds. They can unlock special outfits, give access to exclusive scenes, or change the attitude towards you and your companions. Standing in the center of the grand hall, you looked around and headed toward... my uncle? No, I'm not dancing with him. He's crazy. I'm not interested in Dennis like that, and I don't want to put that out there. Wyatt is a good shout. Do we want to get to know more about King Demario? I don't know. Let's give it a try. Only because if I actually had to spend my gym choices, I probably wouldn't select this option because I don't want to spend gems on this. So let's do it while it's free. Fancy a dance, King Demario? It would be my honor, Queen Melody. I let them think that they got it in my head, but I don't think I want to marry him. Only because they want me to. Like, just out of spite. The Rajahilian king performed a traditional Trespian curtsy before you and raised his arm, smiling heartily. As you placed your hand into his, you felt a slight, playful squeeze, a little secret that was shared exclusively between you two. Together, you walked with even steps back to the hall center. Then you turned as one to face each other with graceful smiles. As the music started, King Demario placed his hand on your waist. Your legs began shifting in the exact ways that you were trained to do. If I may grant you a compliment, your beauty is striking. I've seen a fair share of alluring women, but none have captured me quite as you do. Something in your eyes enchants me. Must be the unique colors. No. King Demario gently tugged you into a swirl, your gown flared up like a blooming rose, brushing at his feet. There is courage in your eyes. Your every look conveys unswayable determination. As the music flowed, he pulled you back into his arms. Under the chandelier, his dark eyes reflected glimpses of desire. I admire resolution more than anything in a woman. Thank you, King Demario. If I may be so bold, Queen Melody, I'd like to get to know you better. Would you allow me the honor to court you as a suitor? It's not blocking me into anything. Sure. It brings me great joy to hear it, my dear queen. I shall wait eagerly for a chance to admire you without thousands of eyes peering at us. Perhaps you could grace Rajahili with your beautiful presence. I have always wanted to visit Rajahili and see the renowned high mountains. I shall take you to see every one of them with pleasure. Still don't trust him, though. Finally, the music ended in a long-drawn hum. You bowed ceremoniously to each other. After King Demario returned to his seat, you were immediately approached by King Leoric for another dance. You were soon joined by all the elated guests who filled the hall with joy and laughter. One dance, then another. As the newly crowned Trespian queen, you entertained enthusiastic guests until your legs became wobbly. Phew, I need another Trespian nectar. Looking around for a wine maid, you found your queen's guard instead, surrounded by a crowd of crazed young female guests. Wyatt caught the sly smirk at the corner of your mouth. He tried to come over, but was immobilized as if he was stuck in a spider's web. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. You threw him a saucy wink, grinning mischievously. White ought to enjoy himself, at least for the night. It's his big day, too. Of course they surrounded him. Have you seen him? Hello? Returning to your table for the chalice, a servant immediately filled it up with your Trespia nectar. All the wine maids are gone. The royal guards must be questioning them about the assassin. You took a sip of the wine. After a brief taste of sweetness, all the effervescence faded into blankness as you started thinking about what you saw on the castle balcony today. First the crying people, then the wine maid. It's surely been an eventful coronation day. I am the queen now. It is my responsibility to take good care of my people. This thought brought your gaze to the far end of the hall where Queen Megara seemed to be mingling pleasantly with the other royalists, totally unfazed by the assassination attempt earlier. Queen Megara is such a composed queen. No one is zealous so strong and powerful. I should be more like her. The council didn't want me to see my people and they denied me any answers. But Uncle Osmond had been ruling Trustware until this very day. He must know what is happening. Determined, you placed your chalice down and approached the Duke. The day is still young. What is my beautiful queen doing with her old Uncle Osmond? Shouldn't you be with your guest? I can't stop thinking about the people outside the castle gate. Something is amiss. I know it, Uncle. And I know the council didn't want me to see them. They were hiding something. If they were, I'm sure there was a good reason for it, Your Majesty. What good reasons can there be for a queen to not know what is happening to her kingdom? Duke Osmond let out a grunt of mild annoyance. Look, dear. You were just crowned today. I imagine all this must be overwhelming. Did you forget that what I taught you about the Trespian Council, about their role in the kingdom? Way to be condescending, you prick. I know. They're the wisest and they're mentored rulers. I must always confide in them as they are the backbone of Trespia. Trespia can only prosper if you trust your council, Your Majesty. Never neglect their experience and wisdom. You've lived in the castle all your life while we all took good care of you. While your lack of understanding with respect to life outside is justifiable, your callousness as a ruler won't be. Okay. People are suffering and I know it. I understand. I just want some answers. Let's go with that one. Because I don't know it, I can't prove it. And even if I say that, it's not like he's going to confess to all his listening without proof. How can I learn about ruling a kingdom if I don't even know what is happening to it? They have already given you the answers you sought. People live different lives outside the castle. The sight you saw today merely showed that not everyone is as fortunate as you are, and that not all peasants are as hardworking as they should be. Surely there must be something I can do. I'm the queen now, aren't I? A good ruler always focuses on the greater good of the kingdom, Your Majesty. If you want to keep Trespia safe, work with your council. The methods may differ from yours, but your goals are all the same. Are they, though? Even Uncle Osmond won't tell me anything. It appears I'll never get my answers, not unless I look for them myself. It would be so much easier if I could just talk to my people directly. That's it. Why not just sneak out of the castle? I can see Trespia with my own eyes instead of asking the council about it. Something on your mind? Nothing. I mean to slow down the Trespian nectar, that's all. No, this is your celebration. You should be enjoying yourself and not asking too many questions. Now go, mingle with your guests. It is essential for a queen to build her influence on the kingdoms too, Your Majesty. All right, Uncle Osmond. With 1,000 thoughts tingling in your mind, you headed for a less crowded area in the hall. In the corner, Delia stood quietly with her head slightly turned, staring into the distance, frowning and fiddling with something in her hands. You followed her gaze and found King Azor sitting alone at the ruler's table, having another chalice of Trespian nectar. Want to go talk to him? The chambermaid anxiously stashed her hands below her apron in an attempt to conceal whatever she was holding. Your Majesty? You know, hiding only works when you do it before you recite it. I'm sorry, my queen. It's just a handkerchief I sewed. It's poorly made. I didn't want you to laugh at me. I find that hard to believe. You have delicate fingers. Come, let me have a look. Hesitantly, Delius withdrew her hands and placed a small piece of soft fabric in your hand. Oh, that's pretty. Delius, this is beautifully made. Are these golden threads? I collected scraps from the tailors who crafted gowns to make this. I hope it's alright, Your Majesty. You could have just asked me for the silk instead of rounding up scraps, you know. I wouldn't want to trouble Your Majesty for something so puny. If you spent all this time embroidering it, it must be of great importance. Talk to me, Delius. What's wrong? Delius slipped a glance at King Azar before she shaking her head in dejection. It's nothing, Your Majesty, really. You made this for King Azor, didn't you? It was a silly idea anyway. Why would the great Shadahan king want some ordinary handicraft from a Trespian chambermaid? No, I take it up. You would do that? For me? Of course. We're friendos. Of course I would. Come, I'll even introduce you to him so he would know it's you who made it. No, I can't meet him like this, Your Majesty. Please, just take this to His Majesty and don't say it's from me. Are you sure, Delius? This may be your only chance to gain an audience with the King Elzar. Yes, I'm sure, Your Majesty. I just want to see His Majesty from afar. Alright, if that's what you truly want. You folded the handkerchief neatly and walked formally toward King Azor. He rose from his chair in respect as soon as he saw you approaching. Queen Melody, I come bearing a gift, King Azor. A tribute from someone very dear to me. Oh, now I'm intrigued. What is it? You spread the handkerchief across your palms and presented it to the Shadahan king. This is quite handsomely made. Absolutely adore the mix of Shadahan and Trespian embroidery. Remarkable. Such skilled needleworkers you have. King Azar put his gift carefully in his pocket and took a purple jeweled ring from his finger. Thank you, Queen Melody. I know mere jewelry is in poor taste compared to your fine tailoring. This lilac crystal is actually a rare gem my men found under the unresting sea. I call this the Ring of Unspoken Tales. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. Ooh. Thank you, King. Plus 20 assets. Thank you, King Azar. After nodding respectfully to each other, King Azar returned to his drink as she made her way back to Delius, who was rubbing her fist anxiously and looking rather excited. You put the jeweled ring into her palm. Here, take it. It's yours. No, Your Majesty, I can't possibly accept this. As your queen, I command you to keep it. Your Majesty, your king would have wanted you to keep it, Delius. Delius wrapped the ring up delicately with her white cotton handkerchief, blinking back happy tears. Okay, my only problem with this is because she's a chambermaid, if somebody sees her with the ring, they might assume that she stole it. So we have to be careful with that. Thank you, my queen. At any rate, I should go back to mingling with the guest. Yes, Your Majesty. I shall go and prepare the Queen's chamber for your residence at nightfall. Take the heart of Trespia out of your pocket and handed it to Delius. You have opened the wardrobe. You can change your outfit and hairstyle anytime pressing the wardrobe button in the upper right corner. Take this and lock it inside the small bronze chest where I keep the Trespian Hale book. You do remember where my key is, don't you? Uh-oh. Of course, Your Majesty. I'll get it done at once. You stayed until Delius' slender silhouette disappeared around the hallway before returning to the seemingly endless banter with the guests. That's gonna get stolen. The rest of the day was surprisingly uneventful. After sundown, you were escorted by numerous royal maids who insisted on spending an excessive amount of time bathing and dressing you for bed before exiting your new chamber. Finally. Hearing their faint footsteps, you swiftly sat up in your bed to peer down from the giant window. The perfectly flat bed cover, which the royal maids had spent so long smoothing all the wrinkles out of, immediately folded down to your feet. The royal guards are still interrogating the wine maids, but it won't be long until they return to their patrols. If they want to sneak out the castle, it has to be now. Just then you heard a soft knock on the door. Your Majesty? Come in. Delius entered the chamber and placed your small bronze chest on the bedside table. Now you can stay the Trespian Hale book on your bed while smelling the heart of Trespia. Delius. Yes, Your Majesty? I don't have time to explain everything, but I need to leave the castle. Now. You're leaving the castle? But you're the queen. Well, I'm not running away. It's just, I've heard the suffering cries of my people. Something is wrong with my kingdom. I can feel it. Neither Uncle Osmond nor the council would tell me anything, so I decided to see for myself. It'll only take a day or two. Please, Your Majesty, it's not safe. There are bad people outside. That's why I'm taking Wyatt with me. He'll keep me safe. But neither of you have ever left the castle before. Even Wyatt may not be aware of the danger that lies ahead. Don't worry, we'll be cautious. No harm shall come to us. Maybe we'll even visit that lily garden and fetch you some new seeds for the garden. Oh, can I come too, Your Majesty? I can braid your hair and keep your gowns clean. I'm sorry, Delius, but I don't think I'll be needing my dresses all cleaned out there. It's too dangerous for you. You were not trained to fight like I was. Don't worry, I'll be back in no time. When I return, I shall announce you as my lady-in-waiting and get you a pretty dress. I just want you to be safe, Your Majesty. Took her hand and gave it a soft squeeze. I will come back safely. You have my word. At any rate, I need to dress up and get a move on. Quick, fetch Wyatt. Tell him it's urgent. Yes, Your Majesty. As Elias hurried out of the chamber, you open your closet. Ooh. Ooh. That's also not bad. That green is a shout. But I gotta go Ravenclaw blue. Let's put it out there. Wavy princess braid. Natural curls. I'm liking the curly looks. I am liking the curly looks. Thank you for that. Let's go with this. After changing into something less queen-like, you grab a handful of herb pouches, a jar of honey, and various supplies from the cabinet. That's enough honey to bind 100 wounds, but one can never be too careful. If only I had something to pack all this together. You pull the decorative Shadhan golden threaded silk bag down from the wall. That's what I'll have to do. Hasty footsteps soon echoed in the hallway. You open the door, revealing Wyatt in his silver armor and a worried-looking Delius. I told Wyatt everything, Your Majesty. He is well prepared to set off. I'm yours to command, my queen. Good. Before we leave, you handed the bag to Wyatt, turned back to your desk, and quickly scribbled a few words onto an empty sheet of vellum. The royal guards will find this once they realize I'm missing in the morning. Hopefully the letter will ease Uncle Osmond's worries. Do you really have to go, Your Majesty? Yes, I do, Delius. I need to stop letting everyone else make my decisions for me. I'm the queen now. It's time for me to take a stand against the council. Well, you might have wanted to have hid that box first, because it's just sitting on your nightstand with the heart of Trespia. Majesty, come back soon. I will. Don't worry, silly. Now return to your quarter and get some sleep. Now, what illness do you think we're going to have to heal with the flower? Like, who's going to be dying? You gave Delia's cheek one last playful pinch before heading down the empty hallway with Wyatt. After retrieving your horses from the stables, Wyatt led you down a damp, rocky path that was only used by servants. You came across no one on the way, as all the castle workers were busy cleaning up after the banquet. Wyatt pointed to the west, talking to you in a hushed whisper. We could exit through the side gate where traders and merchants converse. It is usually unguarded after sundown, but we should still be as quiet as we can be. You nodded at him understandingly and continued onward with cautious steps. After a few twists and turns, the entrance was in sight. With no guardsmen around, relieved, you and Wyatt smiled at each other and proceeded to the rusted gate. They were both fools. Wyatt quickly inspected a variety of chain keys that he possessed as Queen's Guard. Here, this must be the one. You're going to get in trouble. just stood nervously, hands tightly clasped in front of his stomach, as Wyatt tried to unlock the gate, and a soft click was heard following a twist of his key. The very thought of being outside the castle for the first time in your life had your hearts racing. This is it. I'm going to be outside the castle once I cross through this gate. Fiddling with your fingers, you took a step back while Wyatt pushed the rusty gate open into a small gap. The stiff hinges produced an ear-splitting screech which pierced the quiet and frayed all your nerves at once. Galloping horses and yelling guards were heard in the distance, rapidly approaching. The guards, we need to hurry. The two of you dashed through the gate and got on your horses, riding straight into the woods. You both rode aimlessly past tree after tree until you were deep inside the starlit woods. Other than the sounds of your heavy panting, only chirping crickets could be heard. I think we've lost them. I think the spirits. We should go. Where should we go now, my queen? From what I've seen on the map, this forest is part of Coral Ridge, the largest region of Trespia. You pointed at the moon in the sky. You see, the moon is behind us now. If we go right, we may exit the woods into the village of Ivydale. Yes, my queen. Together you continue your journey through the woods until you were stopped by a blockade of hanging moss. Ride your sword, skillfully swinging it toward the unwelcome obstacle. To speed up the clearing, you also hopped off your horse and started slicing at them with your knife. Suddenly, a huge weighted net dropped from above, locking you tight against Wyatt and pinning you both to the forest floor. Terrified, you tried to struggle your way out, only to feel the ropes tightening more and more with each movement. Stop, my queen. If you keep moving, the net will strangle us. Well, we can't just sit here and wait for whoever set this trap to come get us. Here, maybe I can cut these ropes down, if you can get the dagger at my boot. Wyatt made an effort to shift his leg up against you, and embarrassed gasp escaped your lips as his knee plate accidentally bumping against your groin. Did I hurt you, my queen? No. Wait, I think someone's coming. The rustling sounds of nearing footsteps on leaves and broken twigs sent a chill down your spine. You tried to turn to see your approaching enemies, but the net held you tight. Some moments after, the footsteps came to a halt. They're here. A husky gulp echoed through the woods, sending crows flying above you. Well, well, well. What have we here? Oh my gosh, her outfit is amazing. Oh, shoot. What did I do? Oh, no. I closed it. Dude, I think I pressed the wrong. What was I doing? Okay, hold on. It's saved. It's saved. What have we here? Dude, look at this outfit. Are you kidding me? Forest bandits. Okay, and so we have the other person on the cover. Good job. Okay. Oh, a bloody sword. Interesting. Compassion, rationality, influence, and assets. Okay. Okay. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm curious to see where it goes from here for sure. What time is it? It's like 11 at night. Okay. Let me stop this one right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and show a like button, some love, subscribe to see more content like this, and I will see you next time. Bye.